Hi, my name is Elias.
Hi, my name is Emma.
Hi, my name is Aya.
And we're going to be presenting Lord Rupert. And for the eyes, you can only see the king and the prince because he's advising them. You can only like go where they go. And for the heart, he only cares about the prince and the king because he has to like live with them and advise them. And for the left hands, he left behind his family to advise the king and the prince. So that's, and for the heel, Lord Hartford's part up to his life is that he's now advising the new king because the old king died.
So for the brain, he's thinking, why is the prince who's calm saying he's not the prince and is poor? For the mouth, for the quotes, the small things in life are the big things. And the right hand, Lord Hertford's right hand man is the king.
So for his left hand, Lord Hertford's weakness is that he can't tell who the prince is between Tom and the real prince. And his left hand, Lord Hertford left his family alone. And the roots are the royal family. He cares about the royal family, and the royal family also shaped him to see who was the real prince, and he also advised. He was also getting advised by the king.
Well, we had to like use our imagination to make this. It's the best art that we could do.
So Aya drew the face and the arms along with the hands, and Ariana helped us with the legs, and me and Elias wrote down the words, and this
I did the shoes.
We decided to make him not look like that much of a king because he's just he's like a helper, you know. So we thought so we thought that maybe he would dress normally like other people. So
And he looked in the story. We thought he was like a little bit old, so we kind of made his hair a little whiter, and we made him tan.
So the skin color, we didn't really have a good color for it, and this is like
the best we could do.
Yeah.
Any questions? Yeah. Any questions?
So we'll take Beza.
What from the text made you think he looks like that?
So it said it was he was like old or because he's a lord. So we like he added a mustache.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Muhammad.
So why is
his hand so skinny?
Oh, because I really thought that they were gonna make him more skinnier, but as you can see, they made him a more bigger. I don't know, but okay. Next.
Yeah.
Why did you explain again? Why did you draw him in normal clothes instead of robes?
Because he's like a. We told him that from the story we inferenced that he was like a lord. He wasn't really like part of the royal family. He was just like an advisor. He's not like the family thing.
Oh, okay. What's that stuff on top? That's his hair.
That's his hair. I mean, we made it hair, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody got a peer review?
Oh yeah. So basically, for fairness, I give y'all a 2 because y'all were kind of stuttering over your words, and Elias was he didn't know what to say. But for engagement, I gave y'all also a 2 because y'all were it was kind of boring. I was just reading it off the text, just looking at the audience, which was also good. And for eye contact, I gave y'all a 4 because y'all were kind of glancing at it, but then also looking back at the audience most of the time. And for volume, I gave y'all a 3 because y'all were talking loudly, but then more progressively, y'all just went quieter and quieter. And what I liked about the presentation is y'all were having good eye contact. And I would suggest y'all be more prepared. And yeah. So this is Miles Hendon. He was banished from his home by his dad, and then after he went to the war, and that's how you can see he got blood stains on his like arm, and which Okoye will summarize at the end. And now he lives far away from his dad, and he met the prince, which tried to help him get in ties with his dad and like make the relationship better. And now we know why like he deserves the noble title. It's because even though through the hardships of his dad and the war, he still wants fairness in the world and never revenge.
The prince will be Miles' right hand because the prince tried to make his father and Miles have a better relationship. And the prince told Miles, maybe you should go talk to your father. for the increase he was being Miles' weakness would be poor and have poverty because being poor he didn't have what normal humans have.
For the eyes, he sees the world as world because like back then a lot of people were stubborn and stuff. For his shoulder, apparently he carries a big burden about like being banished and stuff, you know. So he cares about like poor people because he has empathy and sympathy. For his heart, he cares more about like the prince like saving him and stuff, you know. For his left hand, um, like he left his father and stuff.
This is Miles Hendon, and we added the detail that he's a person that cares about the poor people like himself, and he knows how it's like for people who like are poor and how they have to suffer through things. And the reason why we added the woods was because he got the woods from after he was banished from his own place, and we added poor clothes because he was living in poor poverty with the patches. Any questions?
Like, you know, on top of his hair, what is that thing?
So basically, do you know how like he was having a poor life? We decided to make messy hair going on top to like because why would a poor person like be look formal? So we
Great. Why is his outfit all brown?
Indicates him being from rags from the war and having like having emerged in new clothes. And wrong.
What made you think Miles was poor?
what we thought how Miles looked poor was because when the prince was going like walking around Awful Court, that's where he met Miles. And if when we read the story, we know that Awful Court is where like most poor people live.
Your feedback?
Like you.
Any feedback?
River.
Okay, so for the preparedness, I did 3 because one of you guys kept on like glancing like that, like you guys know you guys are supposed to have like a note card. You guys like were like looking at the paper like I'm putting your face into it, and the engaging, I put a 4 for that because it wasn't like when you guys are talking to the audience, you guys felt comfortable. And for the eye contact, I put a 2 for, I would put a 3 because you guys were looking back every now and then. And the volume was a 4 because you guys were saying it loud. And one thing I liked was how you guys explained the details.
This is a project about the prince. My name is Aber.
My name is Martha. My name is Mildred.
So first I'm going to talk about the brain. What thoughts are circling above, like in his head? Why is life unfair? And how do I get back to the palace? A memorable quote from this is, "Open the gate, I am the Prince of Wales." This shows that he was wrong and he was mistaken for a poor person, but at heart he is truly the prince.
There's I. It says he sees the world unfair / bad. And a quote that saying that is, I have never seen this poor section of London. This shows since he was in the palace all his entire life, he didn't get to experience the outside world, so he didn't he wasn't used to it, like everyone being poor and mean.
Weaknesses. His weaknesses are that he's sheltered and his clothing. Oh, so I'm saying that he's sheltered because he never really knew what the outside world was like. Like he was beaten and he was basically wronged and stolen from the whole time. But he didn't know that, and he was only comfortable in the privacy of the palace. And I'm saying his clothing because he's the prince, but he's dressed as a pauper, so no one can like understand that.
Shoulder, fame / others. A quote that explained that is, how dare you touch this subject in such a way? He relies on fame and others because his whole entire life he was in fame, and once he left his palace, he was poor and he was beaten, and he also relies on others. For example, the pauper, because like he switched clothes with him, and he has a lot of empathy for others.
Now, so two quotes that really stuck to us is "Leave him alone" and "We look like brothers." "Leave him alone" is an important quote because it shows that Miles actually cares about the prince and he's trying to protect the prince. And "We look like brothers" is also an important quote because it's like what started the whole problem because they look similar but they switched clothes, so they have to switch places as well.
Also, his / her life up until this point mistreated, confusion, and anger. And a quote that explains that is, "Let me go, I'm the Prince of Wales." So, so when he traded clothes with a pauper, he became poor and he was confused because he didn't know anything about awful court. He didn't know anything about the outside life. He was mistreated by Tom's dad, and he was just really sad. Like he didn't know what to do because he was with Miles.
Right hand. So basically, what we put for right hand is who his right hand man is. We put Miles because he, a quote that explains it is, "He is my trusty servant, Miles Hendon, who saved me from shame and possible death." This basically just means that Miles actually saved him from probably who knows what would have happened to the prince if Miles wasn't there for him. And at first we put Tom Canty, but now we don't really think that he's like they haven't even talked for like a long time, and Tom Canty has not tried even a little bit to like make a difference. He only says that "I am not the prince, I am Tom Canty," but no one can believe him. He needs to prove it somehow.
So basically, so this is our prince as a peasant because we know that the prince and the king was live, and we drew bruises on him as a way to show how the village is treated him badly. And we also drew his clothes ripped to show a form of how he's been through a lot. We also drew an extra detail in part to give an image of our writing about who he cares about. And we gave him messy hair too, since he's been like in the port side of London. And also we drew him short since in the story we know that he's 9. And basically this is just our whole project, and this is a drawing of our writing.
Oh, and the last thing is the Achilles heel. Who or what helped him who or what helped shape him? It was the royal family, mostly his dad, because he was most of the things were handed to him, and like he didn't have to work for that much, but he did have a kind of that helped. Oh, okay. Imran.
Why did you think of making his hair blonde?
Because
It shows him being blonde in the jail scene. His hair is like kind of like blonde. So,
okay,
yeah.
clear.
Why is his heart located towards his stomach and not?
It was because we were trying to keep most of like the scruffy part of his clothes, so we had to draw the heart close to the stomach. Sit down.
You look like a feedback patient.
What?
Maybe a feedback patient.
Oh, what?
Why is the brain out of its head?
We were just like trying to show his brain,
Not in a way to show what's like actually like his brain, but like an image, basically.
okay, the feedback here thing, sit down.
Okay, so for the
Louder.
for the preparedness, I gave you guys a 3 because like sometimes y'all kept looking down, but I feel like that you were pretty prepared. For the engaging, basically y'all just like kind of read off the paper and the note card. Eye contact is like the same thing as engaging, like you had like your eyes on the note cards like almost the whole time. And the volume I gave you guys a 4. One thing that I liked about this presentation is that it was clearly explained. One suggestion I have is like don't like read fully off the paper, try to summarize most of it.
Hi, my name's Beza. My name's Trey. My name's Mary. My name's Sarah. And our project is on
The king. For the brain, what thoughts are circling in his head? He is confused because he does not know what is going on with his son Edward III or the prince. And we made him short and crooked because he is ill and old and kind of hunched over when you're older.
A memorable quote we have for him is, "Alas, I'm old and ill, and my son has gone mad, but this will pass." The reason we picked this quote is because it shows that the king was patient and also thinking positive.
For his writing, Nancy made it after rehearsal because Lord Hertford was always there for him and by his side.
His weakness is that he's old and ill, and him being old is a disadvantage because it doesn't allow him to do things he was able to do before.
What helped shape him or the Acquiesce Hill? What helped shape him or the Acquiesce Hill is the kingdom and his parents. His parents helped shape him by raising him, and the kingdom helped shape him through loyalty and rules.
For his eyes, we did that the king sees royalty in his eyes. The reason we picked this is because the text kind of tells us that the king has been royalty for his whole life, so that's why we picked this.
For the brain, the king carries the responsibility of being king and royalty.
He cared about his son the most because he and his wife made his son, so obviously he loved his son. And he cared about royalty because if he wasn't royal, he wouldn't be able to take care of his people and his kingdom.
His left hand, or what he left behind England and his son when he died.
So his life up to this point is aside from being old enough. So for the drawing, we gave him wrinkles because it shows that he's old.
We made him family or sad because he is old and tired and ill.
And like Abram said, we made him short because whenever you're old, you get a bit shorter. And yeah. Any questions? Elias.
I have a question. Why is he like so hairy?
Oh,
Why is his like eyes cross-eyed?
because old people are hairy. And we just made his eyes cross-eyed because we used to know that. We didn't really make it like, we didn't mean to make it like cross-eyed, but yeah. Oh, Omar?
Oh yeah, can I just do that quick feedback?
Sure. So Don?
What did you think to make him look like that?
So we got some inspiration off like pictures of kings in the past, and we also got some information off the text because it said that he's old and ill. So we gave him a frown, like Mary said. We gave him gray hair because when you're old, your hair gets whitened, and we made his like shirt like this. It's because it kind of showed that he's royal and stuff. Sorry.
What would you say his perspective is?
Perspective on like the world.
Yeah.
His perspective on the world is probably doesn't know much because it seems like he's always at home because he's sick. So I think he thinks that they're like he's royalty.
I think that he mainly thinks that the world is great because all he sees is royalty. He doesn't really see the active part of the world that is bad in his kingdom, and he doesn't know that his rules are bad. All he knows is royalty. He doesn't actually interfere with his own rules, so he doesn't realize.
Weird feedback.
Oh yeah, for preparedness I give you 4. For engaging I give you 3. For eye contact I give you 4. And for volume I give you 3. You are